Hello and good morning. We're going to wind up some loose ends here. Let's take a look here. It says, first of all, you're going to have a retest if you want to retest on Wednesday. Remember, it's for better or worse, okay? So if you do worse on the retest, that's the grade you're going to get. This right here says find slope. Remember, it's not x's, it's x and y, x and y. So the x's go on the bottom. Remember that, the slope. The formula is y's on top, so it's going to be this way. So -6 minus a -4. This minus is in the formula. And then over, notice that my arrows are going in the same direction, 5 minus a -2. It's time for you to show what you know. Make sure you do your absolute best. Don't give up on any problems. Come back to the hard ones. All right, so let's take a look. So on this one right here, this becomes a plus because that's a double negative, but I have more minuses. This becomes a plus, so that gives me 7. That's my slope. Make sure you understand slope. Midpoint. Midpoint is you add up your x's. So on this one right here, when you add up your x's, you're going to get 5 minus 2. That's going to give you 3, but then you got to split it. You got to divide by 2 because it's a midpoint. You add up your y's and you get -10, but then you got to divide by 2. So your final answer here will be 1.5 and -5. Make sure you understand midpoint. And then finally distance, which is the home run one. You're going to write your formula just like this, and you have to memorize this, okay? Remember your x's go in here. So I'm going to put a -2 and 5, and I'm going this way. And then I'm going to do -4 and -6. That's going to be a double negative. So I get, let me make this a little smaller so we can see it. All right, so take a look. If you haven't turned your homework in, make sure you do that. Tonight's the last night. That gives you -7 squared. This gives you 2 squared. And that's going to give you 49 plus 4, which gives you the square root of 53. And there it is. All right, let's keep moving on. New sheet of paper, copy all of this down. Put EOC review. Let's just go over some of these. Well, if you reflect it over the x-axis, here's your x, and if you reflect it over the x, it's going up and down. So you're going to change the y. So put change y, but it's going to be this. There it is. If you reflect it over the y-axis, which is this one, you're going to be going sideways, and that's going to change the x. So that's going to be 2 and -8. Memorize these rules. This one right here, if you reflect it over the line y equals x, which is a 45 line, what you're going to do is switch them. So put switch here. Let's make sure that's right. So over 3, up 0, let's say 3, 0. So if we switch them, it's going to be 0, 3, over 0, up 3. And that looks like 90 degrees. All right, so switch. If you rotate it 90 degrees, if you go this way 90 degrees, you're going to change the x and switch. So you're going to change the x, which is this one, and switch them. So it's going to be 8 and 2. If you go 90 degrees counterclockwise, you change the y and switch them. So it's going to be a -8 and -2. And then finally, if you go 180 either way, you change both of them, but you don't switch. Okay, so you're going to change it to a 2 and a -8, and that should work. And you can check the rules just to make sure. Copy this one down right here. Okay, so what I didn't tell you is these lines are parallel. And it's real important that you have parallel lines. In any event, this is top, or rather bottom, bottom. So this one here is 2x plus 4. These are not equal. These add up to this line. So right now put that one plus that one equals 180 degrees and work that out. Okay, notice what I did. I used corresponding angles to bring this one down. So this right here is going to be 34. So I'm going to subtract 34 and divide by 2. And when I do that, so 180 Let me pull a calculator in here so you can see it. So 180 minus 34, press equals, divide by 2, and you get that. Make sure you have your calculator out. So x equals 73. Now, if you want to find the angle, you have to do 2 times 73 plus 4. Make sure you read the question carefully. This one right here, they always give you, I haven't taught it yet. Copy that diagram down right there. What you want to do is separate these two triangles. You see, you have a great big triangle like this, and you have a little bitty triangle like this. And you're going to use something called proportion. So this one is x and 10. This big one is 20, and this is 7. So what you're going to do is write a proportion. You see how this is vertical? So you're going to put the vertical over the vertical. So 7 over x, and then the flat over the flat, 20 over 10. Notice my arrows are going in the same direction. You're going to cross multiply, so that's going to be 70 is equal to 20x. You're going to divide by 20, and whatever you get will be your answer. So I get 3.5, it looks like. Okay, try it on your calculator. Memorize it. Separate your two. Memorize this formula now, or this problem, because it is on there. All right, let's keep moving. On this one right here, copy that down. Notice that the lines are parallel. This is your transversal, okay? All right, well, if the lines are parallel, these are called same side interior, so they add up to 180. So put 2x plus 4 plus 100 is equal to 180. Now, before I go any further, remember, you only have like 3 possibilities. They're either equal to each other, something is equal to something. They either add up to 90 degrees, or they add up to 180 degrees. That's basically it. So if you don't know, it's one of these 3. Now look here. This is a parallelogram. Remember OOODC? Opposite angles are equal. These are equal. So you're going to do 2x plus 15 is equal to 3x minus 17. And then you're going to work that out. You're going to subtract 2x from both sides. And make sure you can work it. You don't want to miss this. This, you're going to add that up, so you're going to add 17 to that, and you're going to get 32, I think it is. Make sure you get 32. And then again, if they want to know the angle, you plug it in. Now, if they want to know this side right here, let's say you plug it in, 32. Let's see what that is. 3 times 32 equals minus 17 equals. I get 79. So if they want to know this angle, remember these are supplementary. Okay, consecutive angles add up to 180. So you take 180 or minus 180 in this case, and that angle would be 101 degrees. You would change that to a positive. So this would be 101 degrees. Make sure you answer the question, read it 2 and 3 times to make sure you're answering it properly. These two, draw that diagram, are consecutive angles, and it's a parallelogram. So they add up to 180 degrees. You're going to subtract 120 and you're going to divide by 7, and whatever you get will be your answer. Remember, if they made the test, try to beat it. Okay? Anybody who makes the test, try to beat it. Look at this one. Where would you put a point to make an angle bisector? Bisector means half. So if you're going to cut this thing in half, you want that point in the midpoint, in the middle here. Okay, the same distance here. And then this one would be equal to this one, and that would be a bisector. This one right here, notice the whole thing is 100. So these two add up to 100. So 2x plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 100. Now hopefully you can work that. You get 6x plus 5 is equal to 100. You're going to subtract 5 and divide by 6. And there it is. This one right here, draw that diagram. A is the midpoint. If that's in the middle, then this one is the same as that one. So you're going to get 4x, 2x, and 2x is equal to 20, and you're going to get x equals 5. If you want to know what this is, plug it in. 10 and 10. 10 plus 10, 2 times 5, makes 20. All right, there is one more I want you to do, and I think we started this one. We tried to do it on Friday, but we're ready today. So take a look at this one right here. Copy that down, okay? All right, now here's how you do this. Pay attention. First of all, you're going to take your ratio. You're going to graph it, okay? you're going to take your ratio and add it. 2 plus 5 equals 7, so it's going to be 2 out of 7. All right, so look here. I have it worked out. Notice what I did, and I want you to copy this. All right, so here is the point, the first point, -8, -2. Here's the second point, over 6, up 19. I made a right angle right here. Okay, I counted from here to here, and I got 14. 8 plus 2 made 14. And then I counted my y's, which is my run, or rise rather, and I got 21. So I took 2 divided by 7, 2 divided by 7, and I got 0.29. And when I did that, I got 4 and 6. And it was a little more than 4, but they rounded it off to just 4. It was like 4.0 something. Anyway, so your x here, your a is -8, put that. Your y is -2, put that. There's your answer. So your answer is -4 and 4, and that's exactly what they had. Let's take a look at their work. Whoever made this up and posted it online, this is a really good idea on doing segment partition. And look at it, there's the answer. All right, so good luck on your exam. First period starts tomorrow. And remember, you can be the best if you do a few things. Number 1, pay attention in class. Number 2, ask questions. Number 3, do your work. And number 4, pass your test. And remember, practice, practice, practice. Well, let's move on to MCR. For MCR class, we're going to wind it down. What I want you to do is work those two. This is your bell work. Remember, your homework is due if you haven't already done it. We're trying to get I by itself. So what I would do, I would put the I at the top, like this. And then I would multiply, let me think now. I would move the L to the other side first. So I'm going to get P minus L equals SI divided by F. Well, the opposite of dividing by F is multiplying by F. So I'm going to multiply by F and cancel that out. And then I'm going to divide by S. And when I do, I get my answer. Could you distribute? Yeah, if you want to, but you don't need to. This one right here is a compound inequality. Draw your lines. It's 3 parts. So I'm going to get rid of that 3 by multiplying everything by 3. And when I do, I get -6 is less than x, minus 4 is less than 12. 3 times 4. And now I'm going to add 4 to all 3 parts. And when I add 4, I'm going to get -2 is less than x is less than 16. So notice this is -2. This is 16. It's everything in between. Do not color these bubbles. You would only color it if there was a line underneath. All right, today's work is right here. Get your workbook out, or your textbook rather, and make sure you copy the problems and show your work. And good luck on your exam tomorrow. Retesting is planned for Wednesday. Have a good day.